All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Given, episode 11. All right, after this, we've only got a movie and OVA.
Yep, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I Love You.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Are you ready for this one, Oyama? Because you don't look ready.
Yeah,
ready,
but
ready.
will he ever be, right? Is
anyone
point?
ready for love?
Yeah, it's the plunge,
It's the dive. No. Wait, no, it's the climb. But whatever. No, I'm not taking us back there. Okay, so Oyama.
Yep.
You have been given the opportunity to respond. We shall see how you respond. This
Dirt
episode.
faces are acceptable
They're very
at the
acceptable.
beginning, but eventually words in a language will be needed. Yeah.
They can be, where you just
Yeah, tongue tripping
over yourself.
is absolutely encouraged. That's fine.
sharing that tongue tripping, is also encouraged sometimes.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. But okay, Mafiu making things really clear.
Yeah.
I really love their relationship. I really love their dynamic. We have the archetypes and their baseline characters kind of established for a while now. So now actually going in a direction that's romantic, but also seeing that their archetypes will kind of push them into a new kind of venue because it's under a romantic umbrella now.
And they have different levels of experience with that, specifically also in this context.
Right. So
you
they kind of
yeah.
fall into a new archetype while also breaking the old archetype, but then kind of maintaining aspects of their
Right.
older. This is gonna be so fun.
I'm excited to see Oyama do more of like, okay, so Mafiu, what do we do here? How does this work? And then him being like, well, I'll show you. It's yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like, all right, yeah, we just keep doing what we've always been doing.
Yep.
We just now understand each other a little bit more, and we have
Exactly.
goals. We have desires that are plainly spelled out,
And maybe we can make out too. Yeah.
seems pretty good, right?
Yep.
But all right, Kaji, Haruki, your boys and your band,
Your children.
your children have taken flight, and
Yes.
now you get to watch them be happy and free. And please don't clip their wings. Just don't.
Oh, of course they're not. No.
Well,
not
that's the thing, though, Jacob. They're essentially dating coworkers at this point,
That's true.
and it might not be a problem now,
But it could.
but
end
it
up being a
could be
problem.
one later.
I mean, I know. Well, yeah, they already had the complications of romantic tensions with coworkers, it creating complications for the band, whose name is Given now. Cool.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Hopefully, it's all uphill from here,
Right, yeah.
and not in the hard way, but in like the fun way.
Exactly. It's the climb. There you go. There we
Yeah.
go. Good brought back. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below. Then come back here for the discussion.
Oh man,
This episode.
this show just knows how to put a smile on my face.
Me too.
Like, can we just? I know. There's plenty of
just
things
so
to talk about
happy,
from this
yeah.
episode, but can we just talk about that Uenoyama reacting and responding to the word love?
Love. It's mutual.
Right.
It's mutual.
Like,
Holy shit.
I
that
really
was
do
genius.
just want to make all of the Nichijou comparisons of like
Yes.
and then he just spins into a galaxy like. Just he has
Uenoyama, the police officer, and then Mafiu.
Right.
Mafiu's words.
talking to Haruki. Please.
Oh my god.
Like, I just,
It's like the bell. Kong, kong, kong.
yeah.
And then-
Yep.
I love it. I love it so much.
This was beautiful.
Honestly, like I've seen stuff like that scene in other comedy anime stories and what have you. Very, very classic kind of humor scene, to have the character basically be duplicated or triplicated or what have you a bunch and have them, oh, okay, all kind of conversing about how do we handle this.
It feels very, very like Inner Kaguya world kind of a thing. You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the examples of that. But having this be a thing where we start off the episode after a love confession with comedy is also a really fun way to say, we don't have to go into the details of what he said in response, because we can just get at the emotional experience that
That's
he had.
way more important.
Yeah. Based on Mafuyu's words.
Yep.
But also, based on the fact that he really freaking loves Mafuyu. So having this experience in some ways then substitutes the thing of, but he has to say it back. And it's like, no. We know what,
Yep.
We know what he feels. We know how he feels. And he probably communicated this to Mafuyu. But that is to say, we did not actually see him say anything back to Mafuyu.
That's true.
So that is something where this is showing the lack of, I would say, experience in Uenoyama's case. Because, one, he had his gay panic moment, which was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
But also the fact that Mafuyu led that conversation.
Right.
And now they go, like, a bunch of awkward kids to their parents, their two dads here, and they're like, "Hey, can we do this?
Please,
like, that'd be really great."
Yeah.
And then one of them's like, "Why do I have to?"
Right. It's the thing of the because that is actually one of the things that probably feels the most like kid parent type dynamic.
Right.
Is the kid basically asks something that is going to demand a lot of the parent.
A lot of the parent,
right?
Yes.
But of course they do, right?
Right.
Because and of course the parents like, yes, but they're also just like panicking themselves of like, oh God, what is going to happen now?
Oh no.
Right? Like,
oh no.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I also love that from the standpoint of Haruki, who is crushing pretty hard on Kaji, is one who might basically feel that slight bit of sadness about the idea that he's probably not willing to take the leap because, well, one, Kaji's in a relationship.
Right.
Two, they're in a band together. Three, he's been kind of, as he says, okay with it being a one-sided crush kind of thing.
Yeah.
But once he heard Mafuyu sing, in some ways, once he saw the expression of Mafuyu's love, he's like, oh, shit, I feel really lonely now.
Right.
Damn it.
And that's one of the things that I absolutely love about how this show is portraying love. Because oftentimes you can think that you have a handle on your feelings, right?
Yeah.
And you think like, no, this is fine. I got this.
Robot. I communicate feeling to a person.
Right.
Yes.
This is all fine and kosher, and this is not out of my control whatsoever. And it might be. But that can change
on a dime.
And then all of a sudden, shit. And the thing is that the whole thing of like, don't date when you're in a band, right? Makes sense. Good advice. If you're in a situation where you're down bad, you kind of have to do something about it and hope for the best, right? Like if you
it
like,
involves another person. So.
No. Right. But yeah, what the circumstances will be, like, or the outcome and all that stuff. Yes, because it takes two to tango, right?
Yep, for sure.
But Haruki, you've done this has been a Herculean task basically that you've been pulling off up until now.
True.
Good job. That's fantastic that you made it this long. But when you're in this situation, that like the outcome with Uenoyama and Mafuyu is kind of the only outcome that you can take, because if you say no, then it's not like that makes the feelings go away, and then that causes problems for the band anyways, right? It's sort of we're already in this situation, and oh no, right?
And we ship you two, so why not just say something? Now, this is important to understand here from the standpoint of love confessions, is that most of the time they don't go this good. Like,
oh, no.
I would say that one of the things that's rather hilarious about this episode is how much of it actually focused on the adults looking and being kind of like, ugh, youth.
Right.
Looking at the young high schoolers and being like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
They're so damn cute. What the fuck?
But
and
also
like, ugh.
Yeah, right.
Just like
I related to that.
I cannot tell you how much, this validates this feeling within me as I'm like, just in my old ass self, just looking at like love and being like, oh yeah, right. That's what it's like when you're like 10 years younger, and it's like, shit, okay. And then the funny thing is that Haruki and Kaji are like 10 years younger than me. So it's like, I'm like, I kind of remember having that same thought about those that were like 3 years younger than me back then and being like, oh, those dumbasses, they don't know anything. Right. And then I'm like, myself being like, having like my one-sided crush that I'll never confess to. My one person that it's like, I can kind of tell that they might like me, but I don't want to do anything about it.
And just because I'm curious, are you talking past history or current?
No, past history. Yeah.
Wait.
Right.
That was a dumb.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about?
But
my future history.
Yes.
Whose memories are these, Jacob? The romance paths.
No,
yes.
but the thing is that like because while I think where a lot of that sort of like angst comes from like, oh, look at those younger people, is that on the one hand you're like, oh, it causes so much trouble and oh, they don't know anything, but then it's also the, oh God, I wish I could go back to that.
That's
right,
a lot of it.
Like whether it's because you've been hurt in the past or like you've gotten more pragmatic or whatever, right? That now the idea of being so taken by storm, head over heels for somebody, right? Where it's not cautious, it's like, because
it's so fun how like that's like an art form of sorts to let yourself fall in love.
Yes, yeah, it totally is.
It's a skill.
Yep. And I feel like
it hurts to say that.
And I feel like it's something that gets harder as you get older, so it becomes a lot more of a thing where it's a conscious decision of like, all right, I'm going to let this happen. Right, as opposed to, oh my God, how did I end up here?
Right, because you can absolutely, I would say, realize that you're in love, but then you can kind of pull yourself out of it by being like, you kind of like, how would you say this? Okay, so the way I describe it for love for me is like a hot air balloon.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that you don't know where that fuel comes from.
Sure.
Once the hot air balloon is in the air, how do you get more oil to keep it alight? I don't know. It's magic, dude. It's some bullshit. It just kind of like, and you're just like, oh, okay.
All right. I'll just get more. Oh. I'm really high up.
Yeah, I'm really high up. Okay. Yeah. And then you can be like, oh, God, I'm scared. What do I do?
There's a storm coming. Oh, no.
I gotta go down. And you kind of... And then someone comes along and puts their hand on yours, and you're like, and then you just go right back out, and you're like, oh, we just went so high up, we're past the storm now. Oh my God.
Yeah, and then it's the whole thing of like then the other comparison, right? Because a hot air balloon is often very peaceful, is a roller coaster, except that you don't see the coaster and you don't see the rails. Like, so you're just like, I think I might be flying or something.
And you don't see any end in sight. Right. You're just like, I'm here.
But there are forces that are at work that are having an effect on me and pushing me in certain directions and things like that, and they're changing all the time, and I don't know what it means, and
I feel like one of the things that happens as you get older is you realize that love is something that you can actually pull yourself out of.
Yeah, sure.
You have actually enough willpower and desire for less chaos in your life that you can basically look at something and go like, yeah, I'm gonna kill my little I'm gonna snipe my little like emotional like person there and be like, pop, and you're like, cool.
Yep.
Ow, that hurt. And then you realize, wait a minute, can I go back and stitch this together? I kind of liked the chaos a little bit.
Now I'm just thinking of that happening in Uenoyama's like inner
Inner
world,
world.
like some kind of like 50% off, like Game of Thrones inner coup of the Harus.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right. You have this demon Uenoyama that's like, okay, like I may be bad, but that guy, he scares me. And it's the emotional security Uenoyama who's just like there with a gun, like, who am I killing today?
Right.
Which one of you bitches is gonna hurt us? And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, hold on, Uenoyama.
Yep.
We're all you.
Well,
you are all us.
So that was the entire premise for the short story that I wrote. It was all about like, all right, we can't let this thing out, you know, because this'll just cause problems. So but yeah.
I can't get over that scene, that idea that we could have that be a recurring bit.
Oh,
Obviously, it might never come back
Right,
again.
it would never land quite as hard, and the reason, like, because I feel like the reason that worked so well is because it's such a serious thing to have happening.
Yes.
That then to have it be subverted with this level of comedy is wonderful, because Uenoyama is not experiencing something necessary. Well, it is pleasant, but it's a whole chaotic storm of emotions, right? So in order to simplify that and make it be something where we can relate to it, but then at the same time not need to be so completely empathizing with his emotions that then we need to be in a chaotic storm of emotions in order to appreciate it, because that would be very difficult to have happen
Right,
in
we
the
view
story.
it through a different lens, yeah.
Right, we view it through a different lens of, oh man, laugh at him and with him, because this is a situation that he is in right now, right?
He is in it, yes.
Yep, in the thick of it.
He is in the ocean.
Yep.
He is drowning. Okay. Brain. Okay, so the band is going to try and make this work.
They got their promo shoot done.
They got their
cool.
promo shoot.
They had a tough time keeping straight faces because
I love that they had these like dusters and stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be so cool."
band shot.
Yeah. I'm turning away and looking back. You like my ass, you know, like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in the spirit of that like whole thing of like they're gonna have to like try and look cool and stuff, but then also they're gonna be just posting random shit on Twitter. I actually feel like we're gonna get that moment of the Cowboy Bebop meme of you didn't have to post that, you know, why would you post that, you know?
I didn't know that was a meme.
You've never seen that one?
No.
It's so good.
I can't even remember the part of the show that was from.
It's Faye and Spike talking about his fake eye and stuff at the end.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
It's the legendary
scene, yeah.
like one of the best voice acted dub scenes in all of anime. It's
so good.
But anyway,
I could see it being something where like, okay, so they said this whole thing of like, all right, you can't let anyone know. Now, these two
doesn't matter. Fans are gonna ship y'all
anyways. And these two high schoolers, one of whom it's their first love, I don't think they're going to be great at hiding it.
Yeah,
and
that's
the whole
true.
thing of like he bought me cotton candy is just one example of probably many. Now, here's the thing. I could see it being something where it's like it turns into like one of those like worst kept secret kind of things.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, no.
So the fans
why
are all
would
like,
you say that? And they're like, yep, we know.
we know.
Yep.
It's like the given band iceberg, you know?
Right.
It's like Haruki is gay as fuck. Like that's like at the top, you know? And it's just like obviously, right? And then it's like then the next thing about that is that they're all like actually kinda like just wet noodles, you know? They're just all over the place, you know?
No,
then you get down into like the very like next thing at the top of the iceberg still, but we haven't hit to the next level, and it's just Uenoyama and Mafuyu are just all over each other. Like they
and then of course the problem with that comes in is that because shippers be crazy and don't necessarily know boundaries,
or like reality from fiction.
Well, I mean, yes, that too. They don't know the boundaries of reality from fiction.
Like, fuck the rules and the boundaries of reality and fiction. My art and fan fiction.
Yes. If you give them some truth, some fuel. At what point does it stop? At some point, they're just going to be like, all right, so clearly this is just...
Shippers stopping?
This is just a polycule, and you guys are all dating together, right? Like, that's what's going on. You know, and no matter what they say, it won't change anything. And Haruki, you might end up having an even harder time keeping your feelings a secret when the shippers start writing all the fanfics about you and Kaji.
I mean,
you know Kaji would read them and be like,
yo, like...
Did you see this?
Did you see the new one?
Yeah. And Haruki would be like, no, stop it!
I think the best thing is going to be that their names have, like, really good, like, couple ship names, like, combinations. Like, Uenoyama and Mafuyu definitely fit for some really good shipper names. Ritsuka and Sato as well.
Haruji, Kajuki.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Just there's plenty of them in that regard, so that's gonna be fun.
You're like the Family Feud, like good answer, good answer.
Yeah, I was like, yes. I was more just the thing I was talking about Uenoyama and Mafuyu, and then you went to the other characters,
right,
and I'm like,
right.
Yes, them too.
No,
like,
watch the shippers lose interest in Mafuyu and Uenoyama when they find out they are dating, because they're like, oh, well, if it's actually happening, that's not fun anymore.
Now we're gonna ship them as they break up, you know, with and then they get with the other characters.
Hey, that
or
could,
they invite them in and have an open relationship.
That could be an angle. Is that you say like, relationship updates show the date of like, oh, wasn't this adorable? And then you just hear squeeing from the internet somewhere, you know, and there you go.
Ugetsu wants to meet Mafuyu, but he did not get to this season, which means that will probably happen in the movie or the OVA.
And the way he said it felt like it was something where it's not just the I want to see the person who sang that song, but like I wonder if I'll see that person sing that way again.
Sure.
You know, like
if I'll see him, you know, having that level of expression, or if I'll meet whoever that was.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I'm sure he understands that for something like that to happen, it was a very raw, moment, you know. So that isn't necessarily something that's duplicatable, for one, right? But two, if that was a moment of like character growth and the, you know, capitulation of a journey, I might not have to. Sure. You know?
Also, Hiiragi, Shizusumi, and Mafuyu were bantering and goofing off at Mafuyu's place, and even though Mafuyu was ribbing the heck out of Hiiragi.
Oh, yeah, and like very much did not offer them tea, you know, or anything.
But, yes, that's probably because he felt that they stole Uenoyama away from him at that point. But...
And Uenoyama being like, wait, your parents aren't here? Wait, your friends are coming over? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go.
I love that you can tell that Hiiragi is trying to take the inspiration that Mafuyu is to him and channeling that into his own band situation. He's now the vocalist for their band, which caused Mafuyu to laugh. But we know why you're the vocalist. Yeah. And also, you know, why you're still in a band and why you're still putting everything you can into this. And that's really sweet. And while I definitely could see some interesting, like...
band rivalry or something?
Band rivalry, yes, from the, you know, friendly competition side of things. I'm really excited for these characters to continue to be in the story and to slowly but surely rebuild the relationship that they have with Mafuyu. And then by extension, then we get to have them interact with, you know, Haruki and Kaji. Because, of course, we want these Dorcases to interact with them.
Right. Why wouldn't
It's going to be so funny.
Yep.
Oh my God. Take-chan was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Doing his best to kind of
keep straight
herd
faces.
These cats, but also providing, you know, professional studio space for photos and stuff.
Yep.
But all right, Really, really wholesome stuff. And
Really
y'all,
good.
next week's going to be the movie reaction. So y'all, if you want to see that movie reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.